Welcome back to the channel. It's the Christmas season, so I decided to do a unrelated Christmas video for the brand new Spider-Man movie because I genuinely think it is amazing. Probably like top 3 MCU movies, second favorite Spider-Man movie. Amazing. Okay, but I don't really like doing reviews. I find them repetitive, and like everyone on YouTube already does them. We're gonna do a brand new show called Truth or Theory. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but if you're a little confused, let me explain. Basically, I've scoured the internet, the news, everything to find every theory I could find about No Way Home, and I'm gonna discuss them and then tell you whether they came true or not. Self-explanatory, right? Okay, so to begin, let's start off with addressing the haters. So as soon as we got all the rumors and the news about like 5 different villains and how it was gonna be somehow like multiversey or something,
they're starting to come through.
People, especially the haters, were like, oh, the Mysterio plotline's gonna get dropped. And of course the trailer showed us this wasn't true. It becomes the crux of the movie, but I can see how it'd be understandable when the news showed that there was just so many plot lines going in, but I think they handled it really well. And of course, haters are gonna hate. So, you know, that's how it'll be. So speaking of the multiverse, let's move on to the villains in the movie. So the biggest theories were whether they were gonna be in-universe versions, basically Tom's versions of these popular villains, or they were gonna be out-of-universe, coming from other universes and stuff. And of course, it happened to be true that they were coming from out-of-universe. They were villains from other franchises that happened beforehand. So after we got pretty much like 3 announcements of villains, everyone's like, oh, there's gonna be every villain ever. Pretty much every villain from every franchise got rumored, and basically we only got 5. We got Sandman, Lizard, Goblin, Octopus, and Electro. We got those 5, but none of the others. So speaking of those 5, another theory was we're gonna get a Sinister Six by name, or just 6 villains fighting Peter. If you actually go through the movie, there's never a single scene where Peter fights all 6 at the same time, but you can consider the fact that there is technically 6 villains, the 5 plus Mysterio, or if you really want to go that far, there is a scene where the 5 work with Peter, because there has been plot lines in the comics that have done that. So some more theories about the villain was they're going to get costume upgrades, and this is kind of true, as Electro and Goblin definitely did, but Otto Octavius only got a kind of one for like a little bit, and Sandman and Lizard were basically the same. There was definitely theories about Lizard getting his elongated jaw from the comics, but I don't really see how Sandman could change at all. Speaking of costumes, because people make costume theories now, like they theorize about clothes. Let's talk about some of Peter's new suits. We have the black and gold suit, and from the get-go, people were like, ah yes, the black and gold suit is gonna be his inside-out suit. That was in fact correct. But people also suspected that this suit would be used with all the magical gear and the phone attached to record himself being heroic for the world, prove that Mysterio is a liar and all that. Not true, that's not what happened. He was actually recording for MJ and Ned. So the next suit is the nanotech suit, and the main theory was that Otto was going to absorb his nanotech and use it, which is kind of true. I mean, he did absorb it, but he wasn't the one who used it. And then the other theory was that Peter was going to keep some of it, and that was going to be his new suit, the remnants of his old suit, and that is in fact true. And I have to say, the gold spiders, like the gold symbol, is hella sick. Just so cool. When you have a multiverse movie, it's bound to happen that people are gonna get rumored. So first, let's talk about the ones that are in universe that were rumored. There was a rumor about Matt Murdock appearing as the lawyer, or in a post-credit scene. The lawyer part came true, the post-credit scene did not. I was actually surprised by that. Another one was Kate Bishop and Kingpin, given the latest Hawkeye episodes. That did not come true. Again, a surprise to me, actually. Finally, let's get to the big one you guys have been waiting for. Andrew and Toby, did they appear? Of course, yes. It is the worst kept secret in the history of Hollywood. I think the main thing about this theory was the length and duration and importance and magnitude of them being in it. Some people thought it was going to be a post-credit, it was going to be 15 minutes, 10 minutes, or just the final act. I don't really think many people thought it was going to be the entire final act. We were going to get 30 minutes of these guys, but we did it, and it was amazing. Was it a Spider-Verse film? This is more of an opinion-based thing. You can make your own opinion, but given that we got into the Spider-Verse, let's say that sets the standard for a Spider-Verse. That had 7 Spider-Peoples. We only got 3, so I don't really think that counts. Speaking of the Spider-Verse, rumors were out for Spider-Gwen, Miles, and 2099, and pretty much every Spider-Man ever, honestly. And we didn't see them. We didn't even really get that many references to them. Finally, is the movie was gonna suck, or it was gonna otherwise just not live up to expectations. And given the fact that it had just the most insane expectations, even I went in fact, I was prepared to hate on it, just absolutely dislike this movie that I knew people were gonna love. And I gotta say, it is amazing. It was beautiful, it was emotional, it was just so much fun and funny, actually. Like the last movie, that was my biggest problem. It was the least funny movie I've ever seen. This movie was hilarious, and I loved it. I genuinely loved it. I think it lived up to every expectation, and that's what I've been hearing people say too. It's a great movie, and if you haven't watched it and you watched this video for some reason, go watch it, go support these guys, although Marvel's making enough money as it is, and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully we'll have more videos. Peace.